I gotta remember to cut this bit out. There we go. Hey guys, Rob here, welcome back to Glidal Tech. Today I've got a new cosplay video for you guys, and it's a Mandalorian cosplay. But before I get into all that and what I've gotten done so far and what I plan to do, I want to say the reason I haven't been posting videos in the past month is because I've been really busy with school and work and actually filming me working on different projects, and so I just haven't had the time to edit the footage just yet, but I do have time now, and that's why I'm able to start posting videos again, because I'm finally able to edit this footage that I have and I've had for a little while. But that aside, I'm working on a Mandalorian cosplay, and I've gotten a decent amount of progress done, and I'm going to share with you what I have so far. So what I've got is I've gotten a bunch of the armor plating done, as well as a little bit of the soft parts worked on. Now for a Mandalorian costume, you have the armor and you have the soft parts of the costume. The armor is obviously the iconic part of the Mandalorian costume, what makes it up, the armor of his armor, I guess. The soft parts are what's underneath the armor, the flight suit, the flak vest, the neck guard, and that sort of thing. So I don't have the neck guard yet, and I'm still working on the flak vest. I will actually be finishing that up at the time of recording today, but you'll get that video either next week or the week after. I want to make sure I have all that fully done, and I want to give you guys a nice video of me making the flak vest. But today I have the flight suit with me that I chose to use, and after a lot of time debating, I ended up going with a navy blue flight suit. Now for a flight suit, you can have two different types of flight suits. You can either have a full one body piece flight suit, which is what I went with, or you can have a two-part, an upper and a lower half flight suit. That's initially what I was going to go with, and I was going to go with a charcoal gray color, but when I got the shirt and pants in, the pants didn't fit me, so I had to return the pants, and then while I was looking for new pants, I thought, you know, it would just be easier to go with a full piece flight suit, because the shirt and the pants, well, the upper and the lower half has to be one color. It has to be the same color, and like exactly the same color. And so I didn't want to risk trying to, buying a pair of pants that wouldn't match the shirt I have, or trying to find a pair of pants that exactly match the shirt, so I just went with the one piece. And plus, it's a lot easier because it's all connected. A lot of people say that you don't get the full range of motion, but if you get a flight suit that really fits you, the range of motion is really not a big problem. Either way, I went to a Army-Navy store, or an Army-Navy surplus store, and to look for flight suits, and I found a navy blue one, which is what made me decide to get the navy blue, but it unfortunately was not in my size. They had a 40 large, but I needed a 42L. So I went to Amazon and got this one instead. I will put the link in the description. I got the medium regular size, which fit me just well. The adjustments I made in this thing is I took the, I seam ripped some pockets that were on the lower legs off, and then I turned it inside out, and I traced a pair of my jeans onto the pants there to make the legs a bit more form-fitting, and then I sewed along the inside line there. Once I did that to both sides, I turned them, you know, right side out again, and I've tried it on, and it worked perfectly, and so now the legs are a lot more slim. And so I'm actually going to be taking this right here, and I'm going to put this on, and so you guys can see what it looks like, and yeah, I'll explain a bit more from there. So there we go. This is the flight suit I have on. As you can see, it fits decently well. Good. I can pull my knees up really well. I can squat, and there's not much problem there. The arms do seem a bit short, but I'm gonna get long gloves, and that'll cover up most of that. Let me pull the camera down so you can see the lower half. So you can see I've got the legs they're still a bit baggy, but that's okay. They're more form-fitting than they were. When I say they weren't form-fitting, they were like this large, and that was not very good. So a bit more form-fitting now, and it works, and it fits a lot better than it used to. Alright, that being said, now I'm going to be transitioning into showing you guys the armor plating that I have worked on. You guys are going to see a few short clips, a little bit of time-lapse footage of me cutting out the armor, and then footage of me heat forming it with my friend Jason. So you're going to go do that, and then when we come back, I'll show you what I've got so far. Alright, so we're out here in the workshop, getting ready to cut these pieces out. Here we have the PVC board with all the Mandalorian Armor templates drawn onto it, or transferred onto this, actually. And then right over here, if I can adjust the camera, you can see I have the scroll saw. Now, the idea is I'm going to be taking this and cutting it out on the scroll saw. Unfortunately, the scroll saw is not deep enough to be able to cut through this entire thing, so I'm going to have to do this in batches, which I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do just yet, but obviously I'm going to figure it out so I can get this thing cut out. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to start doing that. I won't do a time lapse of the entire thing, but I will show clips here and there of me cutting out big pieces or important pieces and showing you what it looks like when it's finished. But yeah, let's get started on that then. And of course, as always, safety is important, so gloves, goggles, and a face mask to protect your face from any flying chips. There we go. Okay, so good news and bad news. Bad news is the scroll saw, I broke a blade on that thing, and so it's not going to work for the big portions like I was hoping. I have extra blades so I can replace that thing, and I will be able to use it for cutting out the smaller areas and just helping fine tune everything. But for now, the good news is that I've got another saw I'm going to use. Forgot exactly what it's called. It's one of these things. I don't think it's a jigsaw. It's a scroller saw, is what I think it is. So hopefully that should do some good, and it'll be something I can use for this. There we go. First piece. Awesome. Okay, so it's more bad news. Something's going on with the scroll saw. Not quite sure what the problem is. I managed to get a few pieces cut out, but a few pieces isn't enough to do the rest of it. So I need to do something different. So I'm going to pull the the jigsaw back out, and then use that to get a bunch of these extraneous bits cut to where it's kind of close enough that I can sand it down with a Dremel or a belt sander. That's the plan right now. We're gonna go into that and hope it works. So. that took a while. Well, less time than it was taking me to do it on the scroll saw, so that's good. My wrist hurts. I've been pressing down on these boards for so long. That's fun. Okay, so now I've got to just sand them down, because as you can see from this one, by example, ooh, that's pretty flexible. You can see it's got some really rough edges. So I'm going to see if my belt sander, if I have some sanding pads for it, but if not, I'll either whip out a regular sander or get my drone. But yeah, that's what we're moving on to next. And there we go. That's the armor all cut out and sanded. It took a little bit of work, but once I got a system going, it actually went pretty fast. Next up, we got to heat form the armor, which you'll see in just a minute, but for me it's going to be a couple days from now when I meet up with my friend Jason. But yeah, there we go. Okay guys, I'm here at a different location because I'm here with my friend Jason, who refused to be in camera. Say hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Okay, yep, I was expecting that. So we've got the pieces that we cut out here ready to go. We're going to be heat forming them to my legs, making sure it all fits. Jason's also working on his Mando costume, so we're going to be switching back and forth between some of my pieces and some of his pieces, which should work out really well. I'm wearing the flight suit because Jason said it's probably a good idea to heat form the thigh pieces to my thigh. Wouldn't you know that?
Yeah.
And so I'm wearing this because I don't want to get it on my clothes or any of residue or anything whatsoever. So we're going to be working on that, and we got time-lapse footage, so enjoy. Alrighty, there you go. That was the progress I've made in the armor so far. So as you can see, you got the pieces, and they're curved to fit a little better now. So I can, when I get the flight vest, the flak vest, I'll be able to put this on. I'm going to be attaching this with Velcro, and so it'll just Velcro on there. Easy to take off, easy to put on, easy to take off. and that'll fit on there really well. Belly piece and all that. The thigh pieces worked out really well. They fit, you can't see this, but there you go. They fit really well. I have not done anything to curve the cod piece yet because I want to do some more research on that one. And I also have not curved the back plate yet because that's also something I don't want to get wrong because that's a huge piece I don't want to have to recut out again. Shoulder plates are work pretty well. I don't think my flak vest is going to have shoulder pads on it, like sewn onto it. I think I'm just going to connect these directly by Velcro to the flight suit. So it'll be right there, right next to the flak vest, but not directly connected to it. Now, these are the shin pieces. These are the original shin pieces I got in the template that I used, which, by the way, the template, the link to the template I got will be in the description below. But I don't really care for these very much. I thought they'd be okay at first. In fact, I slightly altered them from the original template to make them more uniform on both sides. But when I went to go form them, I didn't really care for them as much. And my friend Jason had his own custom, shin guards that he decided to go with that I liked a lot better. So I'm actually going to be mimicking those. And so I have to recut out the shin guards and then heat form them after that. Let's see. Also, the gauntlets, I will need to, I didn't think about the gauntlets initially because they weren't in the template, but I'll need gauntlets for the suit, and I'm actually going to be having Zach 3D print those on our 3D printer, which is really fun to use. We're having a lot of fun printing stuff on this printer. But yeah, so I've got what I have left from this point onward is I've got to finish the flak vest, obviously, which that flak vest is going to be a black canvas flak vest, which will blend in with this pretty well. I've got to use Velcro to attach the armor to the flak vest into the flight suit, and then I'm going to be painting the armor. Now the armor is going to be a white color mostly, because I thought the white really matched well with the blue. It's not going to be this white, but it is going to be a whitish color. I'm going to be priming this stuff with a filler primer, which is gray as it is. Prime that to cover it all up, and then I'm going to be using my airbrush, which I recently got an airbrush and I'm really excited to use this thing, using an airbrush to airbrush a white coat of paint over it. Now, what I'm going to do, as opposed to covering this completely with the white paint, is I'm going to mostly cover it with the white paint. I'm going to cover the entire thing, but I'm going to leave little bits of the gray primer seeping through, so that way it looks weathered and beaten up and dirtied. So you can tell it's supposed to be white colored armor, but it's got that gray, the hint of gray in there that makes it seem like it's been used and worn and beaten up in battles, which I think would look really good. Obviously there's going to be some detail work on there. I haven't quite decided what color I want for the detail work, but I will decide that when I go to paint the armor as it is. But yeah, that's about all I have done so far. Like I said, there's still a little bit more to go. I've got to get the neck guard worked on. I've got to finish up the flak vest. The gloves I have not purchased yet, neither have I purchased the boots, because I'm still looking for those. But as soon as I get those, I will let you guys know about it. The helmet I'm going to be doing, I will put a link to the helmet down in the description. This is actually a 3D file I bought off of Etsy that my friend Jason and I are both using for our costumes. It's called the Grunt, and it's a really nice looking helmet. It's inspired by the Mandalorian helmet in the Mandalorian, Din Djarin's Mando helmet. It kind of combines the flat, clean look of Boba Fett's helmet with the thin cheekbones and visor strip of Mando's helmet, which I think is really cool. But yeah, like I said, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see some more of my Star Wars related builds, you can check it out over here. You can see my DIY full metal lightsaber up top, and then you can see my Hasbro Clone Trooper helmet modification. It didn't turn out the best, but it's a decent enough video, especially for a first try modding a helmet like this. But yeah, please subscribe if you want to see more content, and I'll see you all in the next one.